The bigger they are, the harder they fall, the saying goes. And no one bigger than number 1 Pete Sampras. He fell in round 4 to Peru's giant slayer, Jaime Izaga. For Sampras, his earliest exit from a Grand Slam in more than 3 years. If Agassi was king of the court, then the Jensen brothers were the court jesters. But in the 3rd round, trouble over head as the curtain came down on their show.
Well, we got smoked. Back to the drawing board. I'd like to play, Mooster after Chang to get even with him for that French Open. Make no bones about it, I am taking this one tonight.
Ooh, a prediction in New York.
Agassi had certainly arrived. This run was for real. He was in the quarters facing Thomas Muster, who came out gunning. The 10-year pro had prevailed in a grueling 5-setter against Agassi at the French. Combining power from the B-line, along with touch at the net, Muster jumped out to an early lead this night. Muster is one of the fittest players on tour, and he ran down everything Agassi fired at him. Well, almost everything. The first set was an exhausting battle from the baseline. Even Muster needed a break. Make that a long break. Agassi took the first set in a tiebreak. In set 2, there were flashes of Muster brilliance. But Agassi extinguished any chance the Austrian had of climbing back into the match. Agassi had beaten Muster only once in 5 previous tries, but tonight, finally, he exorcised all his frustrations by blasting Muster off the court. 6-3 in love, straight sets going away. The bright stars of the women's tour began the Open celebrating in high style, but for some, this year's Open would become a riches to rags story. America's young hope, Lindsay Davenport, upset by Mana Endo in a 3rd round shocker. Mary pierced. She bowed out to Yana Novotná in the quarterfinals. But despite those upsets, form held at the very top. In the final, number 1 and number 2, Steffi Graf against Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. Early in the match, Graf's athletic grace simply shredded her foe. Steffi took set 1, but at a cost. Long rallies took their toll on Graf's injured lower back. Graf's chances for a 4th U.S. Open title painfully slipped away. Sanchez Vicario seized the moment and put her aggressive, go-for-broke game into high gear. Arantxa had started slowly, but charged hard when it counted most. She stormed through the last 2 sets and captured her first U.S. Open championship. For the swashbuckling Spaniard, a fitting flourish to a glorious year.
nothing matters except Saturday. There's no feeling like being out there on Super Saturday, and I just can't wait to be there.
As each U.S. Open reaches its final classic weekend, the tennis world watches with anticipation and wonders whom will prevail. This year, only one American would advance past the semifinals, ever closer to a first U.S. Open title. Todd Martin, All-American boy. Andre Agassi, rebel with a cause. Funny? Not to these guys, especially with a shot at the title so close. For the fourth match in a row, Agassi met a seeded opponent and once again met the challenge. He won the first set in 26 minutes. Smoke it. Being behind, though, does not faze Martin. In round one, he had rescued a trio of match points before triumphing in the fifth set, and he wasn't about to give up now. He ran down everything Agassi threw at him. In the second set, the 6'6" Martin began to flex his muscle, especially at the net. Throw in the Martin trump card, the ace, a pair in fact, and the second set was his. Scowls from the Agassi camp. Andre had dropped only his fourth set of the tournament. As it turned out, Todd Martin had won his last set of the tournament. Andre settled into the place where he plays his best, the baseline, and Martin was overmatched. In the final two sets, Todd continued his hard-charging serve and volley approach, but he might as well have waved a white flag at the net. Martin did not surrender, but there was little he could do as Agassi's passing shots flew by. Even Brooke knew it was only a matter of time and that the end was near. So what's better than Super Saturday? A trip to the finals on Sunday.